So reality capture is really becoming more and more popular. It is, it's one of those things that requires a lot of computing power, but if you can figure out how to use it, if you can streamline it, it's so powerful. So for those of you who aren't familiar with point clouds, you could take a 3D scanner. You could put that 3D scanner in the room that you're all sitting in right now, wherever you are, and you could have the 3D scanner basically scan the entire room. And it would also scan you if you're sitting in that room. And it would create something known as a point cloud, and I'll show you one of those in just a second. And that point cloud, it could be made up of millions of points or billions of points, depending on what type of scan you took. But as you can imagine, these point clouds could be really, really big. So why would you want a point cloud? Well, you can actually snap to the points on the point cloud and get a very accurate representation of the room very quickly. Instead of, getting out and measuring it yourself, you could use this point cloud to move forward with whatever project you were doing. And there are a lot of companies that do this. So the issue, of course, is the speed element. So Recap is a program that you all get if you buy any of our hero products with speed. It comes with Revit, it comes with a Civil 3D and AutoCAD. And it takes those point clouds and it streamlines them and makes them super fast. So then you can bring them into AutoCAD or Revit or Civil 3D, whatever makes you happy, and you can use them and you don't have to go really, really slow. So Recap is amazing. So let's kind of take a look. Let's keep going. So here we have Revit, and this is how most of us start when we're designing. We have a blank sheet of paper. Even though in reality, we're probably not working in a black hole anywhere. There is some type of an environment around us, but we always start with a blank sheet of paper, right? But wouldn't it be nice? Let me see if I can get it good. Wouldn't it be nice if you could take a point cloud and bring it into your environment? Get a real live representation of what you're dealing with. Maybe your job is just to add a wall or a door or something like that, right? It would be so great if you could just bring a point cloud in and reference that point cloud. And that's kind of what you see right there. So with CAD or with BIM, we usually start with a blank sheet of paper, but everything starts with an existing environment, almost everything. The reality capture allows you to design in context and in the long run to make your life much, much easier. So let's take a look at this a little bit more. If you take a look at the progress that Autodesk has made in its product line back in 2013, point clouds, if you brought them into AutoCAD or into Revit, they look like that on the left. They were, basically white. But you can see those are little points. Each point is an XYZ coordinate that was scanned. I can see it, I can visualize it, but it's not nearly as cool as the 2015 products over to the right, which almost looks like a photograph. They're so tight and they have color added to them, so they're just a little bit more realistic. And I think, okay, I don't think this next one's going to show up because of the way GoToMeeting works, or WebEx works. But on the left, we had maximum of 2 billion points. On the right, we have 25 billion points. So things have changed a lot in our products over the past few years. So do you think 25 billion points would slow you down? Oh, there they are. 20. I was off. I was only off by 5 billion. Do you think that would slow you down? Absolutely slow you down. So let me show you an example of taking that workshop that we were looking at. That's a tech workshop, incidentally, and this is a scan, a 3D scan of that tech workshop. And we're going to actually use it. We're going to create a new wall. We're going to snap to the objects, and incidentally, the object snap to a point in a point cloud is the node object snap, in case you've ever wondered what that object snap was for. We're going to put a door in there, all in context, and there it is. And then somehow magically, brick was added and some wood to the door, but I think we get the general idea. It is all magic. And then it's always a requirement that we spin it around. So we spin it around for you. All right, so not everybody can afford 3D scanners. There's a whole bunch of you out there rolling your eyes at me like, yeah, right, like I have a 3D scanner, Lynn. But almost everybody has a camera. I know you at least have your phone. So Recap Photo is fairly new. It's available to those of you who are on subscription. You just log on to your Autodesk 360 account and you'll see Recap Photo up there. It allows you to take photos with the camera and put them together to create a 3D model. It's amazing technology, really, really amazing technology. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you. Let's see here. So in this situation, they had a drone that flew over the top of this existing building and took pictures. You probably don't have a drone, but boy, how much fun would it be to expense that? So you can see all the pictures that were taken of this building, and now Recap Photo is going to put those pictures together to create a model. Now look at that. You can see the cameras up in the air there. That is pretty impressive technology. It almost looks like the real thing. So from there, let's say you wanted to add a second floor, you could actually snap to the model and make that happen. I did mention that we spin everything around, right? You can see as it slows down, you can see the actual points. Now, if you try to do this without Recap, it would be very, very slow. Like I said, Recap really streamlines everything. I think they're going to stop here for a second and actually draw the second floor. When they're done spinning, here we go. And now we're in AutoCAD before we were in Revit. Spin, spin, get it just the right place. And then move it. And here we go. We're going to add in that second floor. Okay, I think you get the general idea.